Now, time for some NASCAR action. It's the final race of the season, the Hardee's 500.
We still ran respectable all day and won the championship, and that's what matters. Hey, baby.
Yes, exactly a year ago here at Atlanta, Dale Earnhardt claimed the Winston Cup in a race won by Morgan Shepherd in the Motorcraft Ford. This year's 29-race series started back in February at Daytona, a race Earnhardt led until the closing stages, when that clash there with Davey Allison started a chain reaction. But since then, Earnhardt has raced to victories in Richmond, Martinsville, Talladega and North Wilkesboro, and he heads the series. Five victories this season for young Davey Allison in the Haviland Robert Yates Ford. Allison has won the last two races of the series. He is one of three men who could claim the runner-up spot today at Atlanta. A hot September night in Richmond, Virginia. Too hot for Mark Martin's Ford, but not for 51-year-old Harry Gant in the Skoal Bandit machine. This was Gant's second consecutive win in a patch which went to 4 victories. And Gant is another man who, despite that spin there, could finish second in the series. But Mr. Consistency Dale Earnhardt, with 4 ins and many top places, simply has to start today's race to claim his second successive title and his 5th in an illustrious career. Yes, hello, I'm Andrew Marriott and I'm your host today, although of course we'll have our regular American commentators as well. Well, yes, it has been an excellent season for Earnhardt, and today he just has to start to win. He gets 43 points actually for starting the race. He already has 156 points, and that makes him unbeatable as long as he starts. Earnhardt, 4 wins, 4,127. Allison, Rudd and Gant are all fighting over the runner-up spot. You see, Allison has 5 wins, Rudd only 1, but in fact Rudd led the championship mid-season. So interesting situation, 29 races in this incredible series, and that means that finishing really counts. Well, this Speedway really is an interesting track. It's 1.522 miles round. The cars will lap it in about 30 seconds. It's got very short straights and very long curves. In fact, the 2 curves at either end are half a mile long and the straights a quarter of a mile long. Let's look at the weather. 21 degrees centigrade, the humidity 75%, wind calm, and the forecast 10% chance of rain. Well, the racetrack is actually some 30 miles south of the huge city of Atlanta. It's been a very popular venue. They have 2 NASCAR races here each season. And you see, absolutely packed to capacity. Well, this championship is run mainly in the east of the country, as far north as Watkins Glen in upper New York State, and then, of course, all the way down to Florida and the Daytona 500, where this whole series started off. Recent victories since September, we've seen Gant win those 4 races at Darlington, Richmond, Dover and Martinsville. Earnhardt won at North Wilkesboro, and then in October at Charlotte, Jeff Bodine had a rare win. Davey Allison almost won that and came second. Allison then won in Rockingham, then he won in Phoenix also. So Allison is the man on the roll. Bill Elliott is on pole position. Jeff Bodine is alongside him.
Welcome back to Atlanta, where the cars are on the first of 3 pace laps just before the start of this last Winston Cup race of the season. Here's the die-hard starting grid. On the pole in the Coors Light Milling Ford at 177.937 is Bill Elliott, number 9 from Dawsonville, Georgia. Outside, Jeff Bodine in the number 11 Budweiser Ford at 176.8. The second row is Ernie Irvin in the Kodak Chevrolet, car number 4. Outside of row number 2 in the Folgers Coffee Ford will be Mark Martin driving car number 6. Row number 3, the guy that's going for the championship, the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet, car number 3 from Kannapolis, North Carolina, Dale Earnhardt. And then Davey Allison, second in points. He'll be driving the number 28 Texaco Haviland Ford. The fourth row, Michael Waltrip in the Pennzoil Pontiac, car number 30, looking for his first win of the year. Outside the fourth row will be Alan Kowicki driving the number 7 Cooters Ford. Alan's from Greenfield, Wisconsin. As you look at the rest of the starting lineup, Harry Gant and Dale Jarrett side by side in row number 5, then Sterling Marlin and Kyle Petty. The cars being led, as you can see, down pit road once again. Now, the speed limit on pit road is 55 miles an hour. That's the speed that they must maintain or under in order not to be penalized by the NASCAR officials. We have a great points battle also going on in the rookie standings. Bobby Hamilton and Ted Musgrave, who you saw there in the starting lineup, are separated by only 13 points, and they will decide who will be the Rookie of the Year. The point standings are a factor in the voting that will take place this coming week for Winston Cup Rookie of the Year. 40 cars will start today's race. On the last row, Wally Dolan back in number 90 and Joe Ruttman in car number 75. There is the Winston Cup trophy, and in just a few moments, when Dale Earnhardt takes that green flag and comes around to complete the lap, it will be officially presented. Now let's take a look at the track that they'll be running on this afternoon. It is a little more than 1.5 miles in length. The pole speed was 177.9, and the field is separated by only a little more than 1 second. Taking a look at the track itself, the pits are located only here on the main straightaway. The turns, both the first and second and third and fourth turns, are making up about 3/4 of the racetrack. So you are in a corner a long time on this racetrack. There's the trophy being held up by Chocolate Myers and Richard Childress and the others, and they know that since the race is about to start and Dale is about to take the green flag, that he's going to win that 5th championship. Look at the tremendous crowd on hand here today. The green flag is out, and we are underway with the Hardee's 500. The 5th championship for Dale Earnhardt. It's official.
Okay, the championship's behind us. Let's go racing.
Well, Bill Elliott's doing just that. He got a jump on Jeff Bodine at the drop of the green flag, but look at Davey Allison coming on.
Earnhardt on the low side of the racetrack coming out of turn 4. Bill Elliott has the advantage. Great side-by-side battle there for second position at the line. However, right now it is Mark Martin who has moved into second position, but look at the advantage that Elliott has gained already. Davey Allison looking to the inside of Jeff Bodine in corner number 3, looking for third position. Right behind Davey Allison is Ernie Irvin, who began the season with a win. Dale Earnhardt, meanwhile, is involved in a little bit of traffic.
Earnhardt's on the inside and not going very well at the beginning then.
No, he's not charged, although he charged under Alan Kowicki there and got that position back, but he's not charging to the front like a lot of people expected him to. But I'll tell you, the way Bill Elliott and Mark Martin and Davey Allison are running up there, it's going to be hard to charge to the front. Look at Davey Allison now trying to move up on the Ernie Irvin car. And Irvin trying to get his Chevrolet up there around some of the Fords.
Davey Allison right now running in 5th position, and John Kernan has a comment on pit road.
Well, Bob, in talking with the crew this morning, they said, yeah, Bill Elliott is really, really fast, but only for about 8 laps. They say they're going to hang in it, and once Bill starts to slow down after those 8 laps, they figured they could catch him. They say they're going all out. This is the same car that they won 2 weeks ago at Phoenix. They didn't even plan to run it here, but when they pulled it off the truck and checked it out, Davey said, hey, this is it. They had planned on running 007, but That's no secret agent thing right now, I guess, Bob. Whatever I was trying to say.
Well, Davey right now watches a good battle just ahead of him for third position as Ernie Irvin in car number 4 and Jeff Bodine in number 11 go at it wheel to wheel. Irvin grabs the slight advantage coming out of turn number 2, and Allison moves down alongside Jeff Bodine.
Jeff Bodine seems to have a little bit of a problem keeping his car down in the turns. The Budweiser Ford number 11 going a little high. That leaves an opening down there for both Ernie Irvin and Davey Allison to get by.
Then we said at the beginning we thought we was going to see a great race, and so far these fellas are really going at it.
Earnhardt back in 7th position behind Michael Waltrip, and Dr. Jerry Punch has a report on pit road.
Well, gentlemen, Dale Earnhardt has dropped back a couple of spots at the beginning of the race. I just spoke with the crew. They said that they think the car is a little bit tight. These are the tires they qualified on. The car was a little tight for qualifying. According to the forecast, they were expecting it to be a little bit warmer today, although I can't believe you could have any prettier day for racing at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Earnhardt finding a tight race car, and that should rectify itself in about 10 laps. Back upstairs.
Yeah, maybe a little cooler than forecast, and maybe even a little more sunny, because they had predicted showers for Sunday a couple of days ago, but now they say the showers, if they arrive at all today, it won't be until quite late this evening. So we have an afternoon of excitement in store for you in the 29th race of the Winston Cup season.
Fellas, I've been watching Kyle Petty in the Mellow Yellow Pontiac. When he's going through turns 3 and 4, he's been having some trouble. Now, he's by himself this time. He's been in there with some other cars. Let's see how he negotiates the turn this time. Well, he looks pretty good this time around, but the last 2 or 3 times around, he has been sideways through that turn. Maybe he's got it squared away now.
He's in 15th position, Kyle Petty.
Of course, he'll have a new crew chief next year. Robin Pemberton will be the crew chief on that car, and Gary Nelson will leave to go to work for NASCAR.
He will become the technical director for NASCAR. Now we see Mark Martin closing in on Bill Elliott. So perhaps what John Kernan said earlier about Elliott running fast only for about 8 laps, this will complete lap number 10. But Mark Martin is certainly closing in on Bill. And John Kernan can tell us about the situation regarding Kyle Petty. John?
Well, Bob, Kyle has radioed in and told Gary Nelson that the car is pushing just a bit on him right now. Gary says they anticipated the temperatures to be just a little bit cooler than they are. It's a little bit warm right down here on the track surface. They say it's nothing they can't live with for right now, and they should be able to adjust it at the first stop.
Well, we mentioned in our track description that about 3/4 of this racetrack is corner, and boy, you got to have a handling race car to get around here well.
Each corner is a half mile in length, and each straightaway only a quarter mile. But the problem is that half mile, as you come off the corner, you really, truly, you're halfway down the straightaway before you really can lean back and relax. So you're right, about 3/4 of the race is spent in a strain.
Now, to figure that out, it really would be 2/3. Half a mile each turn and a half a mile straightaway, a mile and a half track. Just get the record straight.
Okay.
He's correcting our math now, Bob.
Mine.
Well, I thought since it's early in the race, we better get that straight before we got too deep into this. But it is. It's a tremendous physical strain on the drivers and on the chassis of the car. And test everything.
Elliott continues to lead with Mark Martin in 2nd position. We'll show you the top 10 here as we have completed now 10 laps of this 328 lap event. Ernie Irvin 3rd, Davey Allison 4th, and Jeff Bodine running in 5th position, 6 through 10. Michael Waltrip, then Earnhardt.
Chad Little on the inside trying to get a lap back. He's a lap down.
He figures this is his best chance right now, while the real fast, not that Bobby Hillin isn't fast, but he's not as fast as Mark Martin, some of those that we've seen running up front. So he figures this might be my best chance to get a lap back, and he is trying desperately to do that.
Little and Hillen going wheel to wheel. Look at Davey Allison, though, on the bottom of the racetrack.
Here he comes.
I'll tell you, new tires are totally going to help that thing by the way he's coming up through there.
Come on, David, back off. There you go.
Yeah, you got time.
I was afraid he was going to try to make it 3 abreast. He will now. Watch this.
And Davey is going to drive toward the front. They come off of the 2nd corner and go down the backstretch. Now they're 3 wide. And let's see, Allison, is he going to do it?
Well, Chad Little wisely backed out, Bob.
And now Allison and Hillen are side by side, and Allison will take the lead. Now let's go to John Kernan, who can update us on what they did to Allison's car.
Well, Bob, the tire wear that they have been checking down here has not been that bad on Davy's car, so they opted just to top off the fuel tanks. However, he was been running just a little bit too tight, so they loosened the car up just a bit, and they feel that they can run out there with the other cars and lead this race for quite a few more laps. Say they hope to lead it up until their next pit stop.
Well, I think I was a little premature in saying that Davy was going to get the lead and drive away, because Hillen is right there, and they're running side by side.
Yeah, it hasn't been that easy for him. Now it is.
Rusty Wallace is right there in third.
Here comes Rusty, and he takes that spot away with ease. So, can Rusty get up and challenge Davy Allison?
Well, we haven't seen or heard that much of Rusty so far today, but he started way back in qualified on the second day in 24th position.
Earnhardt is caught in some traffic along with Dale Jarrett and Bobby Hamilton and Mark Martin.
I would say that's an understatement because some traffic.
Boy, big group of cars.
You're
Three
right.
wide going to one.
You're right, Benny. It's going to be wild. That's what Dale Jarrett's seeing out his windshield.
He's trying to go by on the outside, but he's wondering, is Earnhardt going to be on the inside? Is he going to come off turn 2, 3 abreast?
I hope they make it. Chadlin backing off. Dale Jarrett also backing off. You heard him get off throttle. Look at this.
They're definitely 3 abreast there with Rick Maston. Larry Pearson and Chad Little buck a little bit as they come off the corner.
Boy, this is a wreck waiting to happen.
Yeah, it is.
Well, Jarrett decided he'd rather be down on the inside, so he got out of that outside groove, got behind Chad Little, but Harry Gant goes by on the outside.
Couple of Chevrolet side by side. Earnhardt in the black 3, the yellow 4. That's Ernie Irvin on the outside, and Earnhardt goes up the hill, and fortunately Ernie went with him. Here comes Mark.
Look at this, 3 wide off the corner. Martin to the inside. The meat in the sandwich is Earnhardt and then Irvin. And Morgan Shepherd comes up in the 15 car.
And Mark Martin was the guy that backed out. I thought he had the preferred groove down on the inside, but he said, hey, this is not going to be too smart. We're too early in this race to take any chances, so he backed out. He said, I'll get a run at him again.
This is exactly what I was talking about at the top of the show when I said we're going to see some real racing. You know, if Earnhardt and somebody else was racing for a championship, these guys could not get that close to it and take a chance to eliminate his winning $1 million.
But now they don't mind.
Earnhardt has already won the championship, and so it's every man for himself.
Meanwhile, up front, Davey Allison has checked out as we watch out the windshield of Morgan Shepherd's Motorcraft Ford. Still some heavy traffic there behind Shepherd.
That's the winner last year, that 15, Morgan Shepherd, currently 9th.
There is Allison, and the advantage that he has on second place, Rusty Wallace, and third place, Bobby Hillen. And now Dale Earnhardt and Mark Martin are running together again.
Looks like 1990 all over again, doesn't it? And these fellows were racing for $1 million, but this time, all they're racing for is pride and position on the racetrack.
They're battling for 6th right there.
Mark's car is just so much faster in the middle of the corner, but when he's that much faster, Earnhardt's in the spot he wants to be, and he just can't get by.
Still a lot of traffic. The 12 car is Hut Strickland, Derry Cope, also Darrell Waltrip, Bill Elliott involved in this group of cars, and so is Ricky Rudd.
Greg Sachs in the car number 47, Dave Marcus in the black number 71 Chevrolet. Heavy traffic. Derek Cope having a good run here today.
Now Martin will try the high, so he gets the car sideways, smokes the tires.
He said, I don't think I'll try that anymore. Here's another field summary. This is how they're running. The last lap. Look at Larry Pearson, 10th. Good run for Larry today. Kellogg's Cornflakes Automobile. Hal Petty up in 14th. Rick Wilson, the Snickers Good 15th. Good run for him. But look at old Ted Musgrave up in 11th spot.
Well, he's being passed right now by a bunch of cars over in turn 4, but he is having a good run.
Still 3 abreast racing back in the pack. Rudd and Elliott trade some paint. And now Dale Earnhardt goes inside of Ernie Irvan.
While these guys are racing each other, Davey Allison, he's just up there and said, thanks, fellas, and driving away off into the sunset.
He says, you just keep running side by side like that, I'll run away from you.
Oh, yeah, that's the best thing that could happen here. Of course, Rusty Wallace, they're not battling for second here. Rusty Wallace is running second. Bobby Hillen's third. And in fourth place is Sterling Marlin. This is fifth that we're watching here right now. Fifth, sixth, and seventh. Earnhardt just took fifth. Martin just took sixth. Ernie Irvan shuffled back to seventh.
Irvan got the car up a little bit high in the corner, allowing both Earnhardt and Martin to drive below him. And Davey Allison, there he is, now is running all by himself. But is Davey Allison completely happy with the way this thing is running and handling? John?
No, Bob, as unbelievable as that may sound, Davey says, hey, the car is still pushing. It doesn't want to turn to the left when I get into the turn. So the crew is working very hard. You might call it about a $100,000 bonus that they're looking at, the difference between second and third in the points. Not only are they trying to win the race, they want to finish second in the points, and they are just working down here. Ryan Pemberton measuring tires to make sure the next set is properly staggered. They've also gone as far as to pull a spring out of one of the boxes that would match the type of spring in the car, and they've found a rubber that will fit in there perfectly just in case they need to do that on the next pit stop.
Well, Davey Allison is leading for the first time today. He has led 23 of the 29 Winston Cup races. He has led more laps, more miles, and more races than anyone in Winston Cup competition this year. We'll be right back.
Shortly.
He has been lapped by Dale Earnhardt, the leader of the race, and the guy that carried so much momentum into this contest is going to be headed for pit road. His last 3 finishes, a second at Charlotte, a win at Rockingham, and a win at Phoenix.
And there goes Harry again, who has passed Martin for that second spot, as we saw Martin, our third place car, go by, and Davey Allison is coming down pit road.
He could be relinquishing second place in the points here. The difference between second and third place in the bonus points, or bonus money, $330,000 to the second place finisher and $225,000 to third place. The crew swarms over the car and goes to work.
And they're probably going to change everything that's reasonably easy to change on that race car, not knowing exactly what it is, as Bobby Hamilton comes down pit road and makes a pit stop. But, you know, certainly they'll change that coil that we saw sitting out there. Martin coming into the pits right now, too. Jerry Punch, is this a scheduled pit stop for Martin? He slowed down a little bit on the racetrack.
Absolutely not, Dan. This is an unscheduled stop. Martin thinks he has a tire going down. They thought it might be a right side tire. They said, well, maybe it's a left side tire, so they can't take any chances. They're going to have to change all 4 tires. An unscheduled stop, and they bring that Folgers forward to a halt. The right side tires are already coming off with Robin Pemberton. Left side lug nuts have been taken off. They clean the windshield. They come around to the left side, and they will jack the left side up and now put left side tires on. A tough break for the Jack Roush team. Mark Martin, who was running in second place, now making an unscheduled stop with 4 tires down. He heads to turn 1. Let's go back up pit road and check in with John Turner.
Jerry, the Robert Yates crew is working furiously. They're replacing the ignition coil right now. They've got another ignition box to put into the car, and also the battery will be replaced. And Davey just sitting here, and you can just see the utter disappointment on his face as he cannot believe this has happened to him. Jerry?
And we just found out that it was a left rear tire flat on Mark Martin's Ford. That's the problem, as they roll the tires down behind the wall. A tough break for Martin, but it was a left rear tire, was definitely going down, so it's a good thing they made the stop, or he too could have ended up in that concrete wall. Back upstairs.
And there's also action on pit road with Bobby Hillen in the 53 car as he comes in.
I think this would be a scheduled pit stop for him, maybe, Bob, because, see, he did not stop on that last caution, and that's what got him so far up front. As a matter of fact, he has run about 65 laps, it looks like.
Yep, this will be a scheduled pit stop for Bobby Hillen. Bobby, by the way, was the fastest second-round qualifier and 13th fastest overall. Began this race from 21st position since he was a second-day qualifier. They're changing the left side tires. Now they have the work complete, and Bobby Hillen rolls back out. Big A Auto Parts on-track interval comparing 5 consecutive laps. We timed Earnhardt and we timed Harry Gant, and you can see the steady interval that is being closed by Harry Gant on Dale Earnhardt.
He picked up 7/10 of a second in those 5 laps, and Gant right now is getting closer and closer to Dale Earnhardt.
The interval went from 3.4 seconds on lap 129 to 2.7 on 133, and as Benny said, the interval continues to close as Earnhardt leads and Gant runs second.
Well, if they run on this racetrack, get some rubber on there, some heat on there, heating up, the tires heating up a little bit, that's to Harry Gant's liking. That's the kind of a racetrack that he likes to run on.
And the 28 car has fired again. Davey Allison's car is going, and they're pushing it back on pit road, and now they're holding him there. A 15-second penalty because he entered pit road. He entered too fast? Well, I guess that's what they say. Anyway, Davey Allison now goes back into competition. You're watching live coverage of the Hardee's 500 Winston Cup race here on ESPN, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Second place car, Harry Gant, a little bit ago was about a half a straightaway behind. He's almost a full quarter mile behind Mark Martin now.
And then about a half a straightaway behind Harry is Bill Elliott. Here's the interval. First.
And back at the very end of that pack is the 33 car.
There he is. Along with Larry Pearson and Kenny Wallace. We urge you to stay tuned for the end of the race to see who wins this particular event. We'll also, of course, have a conversation as we salute Dale Earnhardt, the Winston Cup champion. And then, as we go off the air, we urge you to stay with us as we salute the guys who work so hard on the other side of pit wall, preparing the cars and making them work well. Mike Powell, who's a tremendous country singer, in addition to being a great help preparing a car, will give us a special music video. We sure hope that you'll be with us for that. Our field summary once again, see where your favorite driver is running in this final event of 1991.
We saw Mike Powell's car, Sterling Marlin, in 9th place. He's the gas man on that automobile, also truck driver, mechanic, and also a country singer, as Bob said.
Yeah, very good.
Very good.
King back in 24th spot. Davey Allison, 25th.
Had it not been for that electrical problem he experienced, he'd still be in the thick of things.
Well, he passed Mark Martin. There's the leader, Mark Martin. Davey Allison passed him on the restart, and there he is. Davey Allison still in front of Mark Martin. So clearly has one of the fastest cars on the racetrack still.
Well, our philosophy here at ESPN, of course, is to cover as much of the action on the track as possible and to cover the exciting moments of the race. We took a lot of commercial breaks while we were in our caution periods, and now that things are kind of settled down right here, we're going to make some commercial breaks so that we can be here for the closing laps and for those moments that will follow the actual completion of the race and the celebration of Dale Earnhardt winning his 5th Winston Cup championship. So we'll take a break and be back with more in just a moment. So this last set of pit stops will be very crucial for some cars in their effort to pull off a victory. There's a good look at Mark Martin. Best finish this year at Pocono. He was second.
I'd like to say congratulations to Mark and Arlene. They're expecting a child January the 1st.
Here's some cars that are out of the race.
Boy, Bobby Hillen had a great run going in that Longhorns.
Boy, he did.
State car.
He led for a while. 10 cars have dropped out of competition.
Which means we still have 30 out there running.
we're told they're going to let Mark Martin make the call. When he wants to come in, bring it on in. And I guess he's going to watch the fuel pressure gauge or something to determine when he's going to run out of fuel. Or if the car starts handling badly, then he would come into the pits.
Well, they're in the window now that he can go the rest of the way, so he doesn't have to worry about that too much.
And he has made a decision. He's bringing it in for the final pit stop of the afternoon. Let's go down to pit road.
Exactly, Bob Jenkins. Don't need to take any gambles now. They're still looking for win number 1 in 1991, and what a way to get it in the finale of the year. As Mark Martin brings the Folgers Ford down what should be their final pit stop of the 91 season. Steve Meal, Robin Pemberton making maybe his final pit stop for the Jack Roush team. Will go to work and change all 4 tires, clean the windshield, add at least 1 can, probably 2 cans of fuel. They'll have to go about 53 laps from here on out. Right side tire zone, the jack is around to the left side, and here comes Pemberton, Meal and company, taking left side lug nuts off. Fresh Goodyear tires on. Lug nuts going back on. They get ready to drop the jack. He is down and away. 20.5 seconds.
Great pit stop.
Very good pit stop.
Fantastic pit stop with the pressure they had on to make a good pit stop. And there's Rick Mast blowing up down the front straightaway. He's been black flagged by NASCAR, but let's hope he doesn't put the oil down, because that would kill Mark Martin. He is a lap down now to some of the other cars.
Rick Mast was running 22nd when this problem developed. He has dropped well off the pace and taken the car to the inside.
Davey Allison has just made a pit stop. Bobby Hamilton, Richard Petty is in the pits as well. The STP Pontiac.
With Mark Martin coming in for a pit stop, the leader now becomes Harry Gant, but he will enter pit road soon for his final pit stop of the afternoon. We'll be right back. Jerry Punch is right there.
Well, Leo Jackson's crew now, they seem to be a little bit frustrated about something here in the pits. They did not want to see a car pit right behind Harry Gant. And Sterling Marlin has pulled in. Now Gant must pull in to be very careful not to go over the line. Gant gets the car stopped and to go to work at changing all 4 tires. Lug nuts off the left side. Andy Petrie, Charlie Preston, the Jackman, son of former late model sportsman star Bob Preston, runs around down to the left side of the car. Harry Gant taking a drink inside the car, as Mark Martin is now on the front stretch. He's coming by the start-finish line, headed to turn 1. Lug nuts going back on, and the Skull Oldsmobile is away.
Martin now in turn number 2. Of course, he is up to full speed. Harry Gant will slowly build up his speed, entering turns 1 and 2. Ricky Rudd had the lead for a moment, but now he comes in, and boy, this is an important pit stop for Ricky Rudd. Remember, if he continues to run the way he is right now, he's going to finish 2nd in the point standings. They'll take only right side tires, we hear. They want to get Rudd out as quickly as possible. Of course, he stayed out to lead a lap so that he could pick up those 5 bonus points that are also very helpful. 14.7 second pit stop. They did only change the right side tires, and Rudd pulls away.
Saw Walt Elkover trying to clean the windshield a little bit. Fortunately for all the drivers, it has become overcast here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and that sun problem going in turn 3 is not going to be as bad as normal.
Well, apparently they did not give Ricky Rudd the 5 bonus points for leading. Instead, Mark Martin got back to the line first. So in any case, Rudd had a good pit stop.
Now he's about to go a lap down as Mark Martin moves around him going into turn 3. He goes from almost leading the race to about to go a lap down.
And there goes Mark Martin putting Ricky Rudd a lap down. And right in front of Mark Martin is Davey Allison.
Yeah, they made the pit stops at about the same time, and pretty equal pit stops as well, because they came in about that distance apart and went out the same way.
Mark Martin is in command of this race, as he has been in the second half, and could pick up his first win of the win this afternoon. Back in a moment.
Robin Pemberton, how emotional it was going to be, because this is his last race with a 6 car. This is the last race for Bill Elliott in that 9 car. You know, This is going to be very emotional.
But younger brother Phil will take over the controls of that Melling car next year. Has to have great expectations and hopes. And for those of you who were with us yesterday for the ARCA race, know that Phil experienced a very bad-looking crash near the end of the event, but I guess he's okay.
He's okay. We saw him in the Melling pits earlier in the day. You know, we saw those condos a little bit ago. We talked about owner Bruton Smith and what he's done here. I think we ought to give a call for Bob Martin, the president and general manager of the racetrack here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Somebody's got to get all this stuff done, and Bob has done a super job in getting the racetrack ready for the event today, the Hardee's 500.
Well, our last field summary for you here. Look for these next year to be a very big part and a regular part of our telecast. We know that from the mail that we get and the calls that we get, that this is what you people want to see the most. You want to know where a particular driver is running in the race, regardless of whether we can show him on the screen. You want to be up to date on who's running where. And this is a system that we've been working on for, what, about 5 or 6 years, and we finally got to the point where we can show you who is running where at this very moment, not counting, of course, what we're seeing right now when cars do pass each other. But this is as up-to-date as information as you can possibly get, and we try to give it to you every 15 minutes or so.
I'll tell you what, this race for second place is warming up.
Yeah, it is. That's second, third, and fourth right there together. Irvin, Gant, and Elliott.
Elliott just moving closer and closer. Ricky Petty came back in. He was in a little while ago, but had to come in for just a top off of fuel in the ST Pontiac, I guess. Didn't quite get enough in it when they made their regular pit stop.
This is second, third, and fourth. Mark Martin has almost an 11-second lead. And it appears as if Chevy is going to win the Manufacturers Championship. That was sort of decided before we came into this race, but if something were to happen where Ford would win and all the other makes finish between Ford and Chevy, then Ford would have won the championship. Because we have a Chevy running in second position right now, it appears as if Chevy will win the Manufacturers Championship again.
How many years in a row is that? 12? 10? How many years has Chevy won the championship?
Been a bunch.
10 in a row.
Yeah, that's amazing. Now Irvin drives up on some slower traffic. That's the 47 car driven by Greg Sachs.
And here comes Harry Gant. They're closing up right on the bumper.
And Bill Elliott closing right up on both of them.
Bill looked on the inside of Harry Gant going down in that corner.
He's still looking to the inside. Harry lets a car drift a little bit.
Now back in clean racetrack, Ernie Irvin pulled out to a 5 or 6 car length advantage over Harry. They go about 170 miles an hour, building up to about 180 at the end of the straightaway. And Greg Sachs, the 47 car they just passed, is blown upward and slow going down in turn 1.
And Benny was running 8th place, having a good run here today for Greg Sachs. Best run we've seen that car have in quite a while. A very close car. It's too bad to see him have a problem here so near the end of the race.
There he is down on the apron of the racetrack, headed for the pits.
He's coming off turn 2. I don't know if he's going to make it back. Hopefully he will.
I think the car just totally quit on him.
Now Elliott makes a bid on Harry Gant.
Yep, he has some running room down on the inside. Gant gives him plenty of room.
This is for third. Gant comes back on the outside, however.
And the 49 car, Stanley Smith, is on the inside. He's going to get in Bill's way, but no, Bill already can go up in front of Harry Gant. But does he know that? Well, Harry almost lost the car going in turn 3.
So that gives Bill all the operating room that he needs. And I think the 47 car, Greg Sachs, is going to be able to coast around. He will be making back to the pit area.
By the way, just to correct something that we discussed moments ago, this is the 9th straight year that Chevy will have won the manufacturer's title. Buick won it in 81 and 82. While that goes on, Mark Martin continues to just have his way with the Sunday drive.
Young man has to be thrilled to death with just the possibility that victory is about 14 laps away.
The Motorcraft balloon hovers over Atlanta Motor Speedway. They're watching their driver, Morgan Shepherd, the winner of the race last year, continue to run in 5th spot.
He's running 6th right now. Dale Earnhardt is the 5th place runner.
Our computer scoring there has left Earnhardt off of it momentarily, but he's still out there.
Passing Bobby Hamilton. And there is Earnhardt. He is still in the race, running 5th. And Jerry Punch is with Richard Childress.
Indeed, a very proud man. Richard Childress, congratulations. Dale Earnhardt's 5th Winston Cup title. Now 4 of those have come with you.
Yeah, you know, it feels great to win it, you know, and, you know, we was hoping to run a little better in the race. We're just a little too tight now, but, you know, it's Dale's 5th championship and his 4th with us, and hope we'll get a few more together.
Now, you've been together 7 years, and you've won 4 titles. What about the future? What's down the road between you and Dale? How many more years?
Well, you know, we got 2 more years. The GM Goodrich is our sponsor, and hopefully we win them 2 more championships. You know, we just want to keep winning and keep doing as good as we can.
One of the reasons these crews work so hard is every year you win a championship, you take the crew, their wives, everyone in New York City, they have a whole week up there touring the city, and these guys really enjoy it.
Yeah, you know, it's an extra incentive for all those guys and their wives. You know, the wives have to put out a lot extra, you know, with them being gone a whole lot. So it's good to let them feel their part of the winning the championship.
Richard Childress and this Goodrich crew getting set to make a presentation at the Waldorf Astoria on ESPN for that championship trophy. Back upstairs.
The next time we see Richard Childress, he'll be in tuxedo at the Waldorf Astoria, live on ESPN at 8:30 Friday night, December the 6th. Just a little more than 7 laps to go on this 1.5 mile track here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and the race will be won by Mark Martin. And Dale Earnhardt will officially begin to celebrate his 5th Winston Cup championship. Average speed of the race has moved back up to 134.841.
As we watch Mark Martin go down the back straightaway with 7 laps to go, Derek Cope in the Purelator Chevrolet has blown an engine or whatever and is coasting on the apron of the racetrack towards the pits.
And there's a driver that you can bet kind of is glad that 1991 is over. It hasn't been nearly as successful a season as Derek had hoped. He looks forward to better things in 1992.
He was in 12th position here near the end of the race.
Mark Martin goes to the inside of Ricky Rudd, puts a lap on him, another lap on him.
The 28 car, Davey Allison, they were racing for 2nd place in the point standings, blew right by Rudd, but Davey had an electrical problem, had to change the battery and some wiring, and did get 7 laps down. I think he's now about 4 down, but
yeah, he's 4 down in 18th position.
So the points would be, if they finish the way they are right now, with Davey in 18th and Rudd in 9th position, Rudd would have 4,100 and Davey 4,085, which would give Rudd 2nd place by 15 points and $105,000. That is more than the 3rd place. Closest battle on the racetrack is this one for 2nd position. Ernie Irvan has it right now with Elliott, Bill Elliott in 3rd.
Bill has almost caught him. About to run out of time.
And nothing happens to Mark Martin, though. That Unical bonus will carry over to the Daytona 500 next year.
Well, that's put that money in the bank and let it earn interest and put it back on the market at Daytona.
Dave Allison pulling right on the back bumper of Morgan Shepherd as they go down in turn 1. And the Mark Martin, our leader, is somewhere behind that 28 car.
There he is.
He's been behind that 28 car for a long time this afternoon, fellas. Just keeping him in sight.
2 more laps to go, and Mark hits the line. 2 to go.
Yeah, he doesn't have to run too hard right now.
Now Mark Martin is right behind Morgan.
Just take it easy, Mark.
As a record crowd has turned out here at Atlanta today to watch the final race of the 91 season, and we're glad that you could join us as we conclude our coverage of this season.
With Morgan Chevron off the gas, back on the throttle. Coming off turn 4 for the white flag. Mark Martin comes down, and Doyle Ford has the flag in hand.
1 more lap to go for Mark Martin, who a year ago at this time lost out in his bid to win the Winston Cup. And when the season began, everyone thought that the Jack Roush team and Mark Martin would be a serious contender for the Winston Cup in 1991. But it hasn't happened that way. Mark came into this race today 6th in the Winston Cup points without a victory. He is, however, now within about a half a lap, less than that, a quarter of a lap from his first win of 1991. Here he comes off the corner. The checkered flag waves, and Mark Martin wins the Hardee's 500. Now here's the battle for second position as they come to the line. Ernie Irvin and Bill Elliott. Elliott pulls alongside. It's Irvin, however, at the line, finishing second. There's the Jack Roush crew celebrating Mark Martin's victory here in Atlanta today.
I talked to Jack Roush, the owner of this car, down in the garage area this morning, and he said, we desperately want to win this race today. Of course, there were a lot of other people that did, but I don't think there was anyone who wanted to win it more than this team.
And he has done it. Mark Martin pulls out a victory and makes it the first win of 1991 in the very last race of the season. And of course, the 1991 Winston Cup champion who clinched that long ago, Dale Earnhardt. We'll be back to talk with both of them in a moment.
So Mark Martin, the winner today from Ernie Irvin. Dale Earnhardt wins the NASCAR championship for the 5th time in his career. And Ricky Rudd, the runner-up in the series after Davey Allison's electrical problems. Well, from Andrew Marriott and NASCAR commentators, I'll say goodbye and leave you with some highlights of the previous races this season. Just look at this lot. Ooh.